All right. I welcome every one of you listening to me this hour to our past question and answer series. What we are considering today is the mid-semester test, GSC 105, mid-semester test, citizenship and leadership education. And the question time allowed is 30 minutes. And the instruction is attempt all questions and take the answer appropriately. This is the midterm test of our GST 105, that is citizenship and leadership education. Well, let's begin. The question is made up of 30 questions, and we are given 30 minutes to answer. That means a minute for a question. But at the cost of reviewing this morning, we might not spend up to 30 minutes. So, number one, Nigeria's system of administration at independence was, now time to answer, A, parliamentary, B, presidential, C, unitary, and D, federalism. The system of administration at independence, after Nigeria got independent from the civil and the colonial rule, which system of government or administration were they using? Is it parliamentary, presidential, unitary, federalism? All right. The answer is A, parliamentary system of government. Number two, Islam was introduced to Nigeria through dash. A, Kanem Borno. B, Tripoli. C, Kano. D, Hausa land. It's not Hausa land. Islam was introduced to Nigeria through Kanem Borno. All the following are the effects of introduction of Islam to Nigeria except A, medicine, B, Islamic culture, C, Islamic education, and D, terrorism. All of them are effects of introduction of Islam except one. So it is not medicine. Yes, medicine was one of them, one of the reasons and the effects of the introduction of Islam. But terrorism is not one of the effects of Islam. So don't mind Boko Haram. Terrorism is the answer. All the following are the effects of introduction of Islam to Nigeria except terrorism. Right. Number 4. Nigeria is a religious pluralistic state because it acknowledges Nigeria is a religious pluralistic state because it acknowledges A, one religion, B, two religions, C, three religions, and D, multi-religions. The answer is multi-religions. Number 5, the Biafra War started in, is it 1948, the Biafra War? Is it 1948 or 1954 or 1967 or 1983? The answer is C, 1967, and it lasted till 1970, approximately 3 years war. It was a terrible time. Number 6, all the following are the effects at promoting religious relations except all the following are efforts at promoting religious relations except all of these I'm going to mention. They are one of the ways of promoting religious relations in the nation and the world, but one of them is not. A, which one is not? Is it positive mobilization, dialogue, cohesion, accountability? All the following are efforts at promoting religious relations except A, positive mobilization, dialogue, cohesion, accountability. The answer is accountability. Nigeria is located in which sub-region? Where is Nigeria located? In which sub-region? A, South Africa, B, East Africa, C, West Africa, D. North Africa. You should know it. West Africa. Between 1805 and 1960, the colonial administrators of Nigeria were between 1805, that's question number 8, and 1960. The colonial administrators of Nigeria were dash A. French, B. Portuguese, C. British, and D. German. You should know it. British. Number 9. What was the motive for the transfer of Nigerian Center of Administration from Lagos to Abuja? Before, the Center of Administration of Nigeria was in Lagos, but later on it was transferred to Abuja. Why? A. To strengthen cultural domination. B. To avoid ethnic domination. C. To be able to share the national income. And D. Abuja is more beautiful. All of these answers are wrong except one. Now, the reason why Nigeria Administrative Center was moved to from Lagos to Abuja is not because Abuja was more beautiful. It's not to share national income. It's not to strengthen cultural domination. In fact, the reason why it was shifted to Abuja was because they wanted to avoid ethnic domination. That is B, to avoid ethnic domination. Some parts of for example, the Igbos in the east and Hausas in the north, they say, because the center of administration is in Lagos, that every time they will be appointing the Yorubas into power. So it was moved to Lagos, from Lagos to Abuja, just to avoid ethnic domination. Number 10. The strategy of indirect rule is dash. The strategy of indirect rule is dash. A. To rule the people through traditional leaders. B. That only British military non-commissioned officers were in charge. C. To allow for the development of indigenous political parties. And finally, D. To allow intervention into everyday life by the colonizers. Actually, the strategy of indirect rule is to rule the local people through traditional rulers. When the British came and established indirect rule, they didn't abolish or destroy the fact that the pre-colonial Nigeria had administrative sectors. So the strategy of indirect rule was to use those already set administrative sectors, both the judicial and the kingship system, to rule the people. But they were just the one ruling from behind, giving instruction to those leaders, to those traditional leaders. That's the strategy of indirect rule, is to rule the local people through traditional leaders. Number 11. Nigerian colonial administration, the period when the British took over, was between A. 1900 to 1960, B. 1914 to 1960, C. 1860 to 1960, and D. 1906 to 1960. The answer is 1860 to 1960, approximately 100 years of colonial administration, from 1860 to 1960, 100 years. Number 12, the organizational base of most political parties is dash. The organizational base of most political parties is dash. A. The family and community. B. Religious factions. C. Labor union. And D. Ethnic and regional. The organizational base of most political parties is ethnic and regional. Number 13, all the following are the conditions for acquiring Nigerian citizenship, except all the following conditions I'm going to mention. They are conditions for acquiring citizenship, but one of them is not. A. Birth. B. Naturalization. C. Registration. And D. Death. All the following are conditions for acquiring Nigerian citizenship, except birth. You can register through birth. You can be a citizen through birth. Naturalization, you can become a citizen through naturalization. Registration, yes, but death, no. The answer is death. A foreign woman who marries a Nigerian can acquire citizenship by, if a foreigner marries a Nigerian, he can acquire citizenship by registration. So our options, we have birth, naturalization, registration, and proxy. But the answer is registration. A foreign woman who marries a Nigerian can acquire citizenship by registration. Number 15, a foreigner who lived or who had lived in Nigeria for at least 15 years can apply for Nigerian citizenship by dash. A foreigner who have lived in Nigeria for at least 15 years can apply for Nigerian citizenship by naturalization. Naturalization is the answer. Although in the option we have by birth, wrong, by registration, wrong, by residence, wrong, the answer is by naturalization. Number 16, what makes a good citizen? What makes a good citizen? What makes a good citizen? A, being a good person. B, being a greedy person. C, being a selfish person. And D, being a local spy. Being a good person. That's what makes a good citizen. Number 17, all the following are the conditions for depriving citizenship except one. All the following are conditions for depriving citizenship except one. Actually, he said when a citizen by registration is in prison for at least 30 years, wrong. It's not the answer. When a citizen joins the military and diplomatic service of another state, wrong. Even if you should do that, the option A and option B, if you should do it, they will deprive you of your citizenship. Now, C, when a citizen is a good ambassador of his or her country. No country will love to deprive you of their citizenship just because you're a good ambassador. So that's the answer. Remember the question, all the following are conditions for depriving citizenship except when a citizen is a good ambassador of his or her country. Now, conditions for depriving citizenship include if a citizen by registration is imprisoned for at least 30 years, you will be deprived of the citizenship. When a citizen joins the military and diplomatic service of another country, you'll be deprived of your citizenship in your former country. And when a citizen by naturalization is convicted of acts of disloyalty, you'll be deprived. But if you are a good ambassador, your citizenship will not be deprived. Number 18, a foreigner can obtain Nigerian citizenship after he has satisfied all the following except a foreigner needs to satisfy all the following, and they include taking an oath of allegiance. He has to live in Nigeria for at least 15 years, and also he has to wish to domicile in Nigeria. Now, but a foreigner can obtain Nigerian citizenship after he satisfied all the following, except the answer is the desire to join diplomatic mission of another country. That's not one of the reasons you have to satisfy before you be given a citizenship in a particular country. The desire to join the diplomatic mission of another country. You don't need to join another country. You don't need to become a citizen of two countries at the same time. It's not possible. Number 19, which of the following is the apex in courts? Which of the following is the apex in courts? Is it the State High Courts, Customary Court of Appeal, Supreme Court of Nigeria, and Privy Council of Nigeria? You should know it. It's the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Number 20, the following are the sources of constitution except. The following are the sources of constitution except customs and tradition, judicial precedence, fundamental human rights, constitutional conference. Now, the following are sources of constitution. That means sources of constitution include customs and tradition, judicial precedence, and the constitutional conference. But one of them that I mentioned earlier on is not a source of constitution, and that is fundamental human rights. But judicial precedence, constitutional conference, custom and tradition, they are all sources of constitution. And also old constitution. old constitution, they are also is also one of the source of constitution. 21. The following are types of constitution except the following are types of constitution except unitary, federal, rigid, systematic. You should know that unitary is a type of constitution. Unitary constitution, we have federal constitution, we have rigid constitution. Rigid constitution is a written constitution. We have flexible constitution, which is the unwritten constitution. But systematic, we don't have systematic constitution. So systematic is the answer. The following are types of constitution except systematic constitution. Number 22. The right to dignity of human person means all the following except the right to dignity of human person means all the following except A. The right to respect. The right to respect, and for the right to respect people, the right to respect others. Remember the question, the right of dignity of human person means all the following except the right to respect, to have respect for other persons. B. The right not to be subject to any form of torture. C. The right not to be subjected to any degrading treatment. And D. The right to civil disobedience. Now, the right to civil disobedience is the answer, because the right to dignity of human person means all the following. It means the right to respect other persons. The right to dignity of human person means the right to be subjected to, it means the right not to be subjected to any torture, and also the right not to be subjected to any degrading treatment. But the right to civil disobedience is not. So that's the answer. Number 23. The right of a citizen to hold opinions, receive and impart ideas, informations without interference is the right to hold opinion, to receive and impart ideas. Also, the right to have access to information without interference means the right to freedom of expression. That's the answer. The right to freedom of expression. Although in the option you have the right to peaceful assembly and association, that's not it. Right to freedom from discrimination, that is not the answer. Right to fair hearing, that's not the answer. But the right to having access to information without interference, having access, having the ability to receive and impart ideas, and also to hold opinions is the right to freedom of expression. Number 24. The following institutions are responsible for protecting human rights except all the institutions I'm going to mention now. They are responsible for promoting human rights. They are the police, the judiciary, and the ombudsman. They are responsible for promoting human rights. But one of them is not responsible for promoting human rights. They are the political activists. That's the answer, political activists. The following institutions are responsible for protecting human rights except political activists. They are not there to promote human rights. They are there to make sure that their man have access to power. Number 25. The first military head of government in Nigeria was dash. The first military head of government in Nigeria was dash. Is it Yakubu Gowon? Is it Aguiyi-Ironsi? Is it Olusegun Obasanjo? Or is it Sani Abacha? The answer is Aguiyi-Ironsi. Number 26. When was the Second Republic? When was the Second Republic? Was it in 1983? Or was it in 1987? Or was it in 1993? Or was it in 1999? When was the Second Republic? Actually, the Second Republic was in 1983. 1983. 27. As civilian government respects the Constitution, military government rules by dash. We can say as Constitution is for civilian government, military government uses dash. Is it written Constitution? Is it edict? Is it decree? Or concurrent list? The answer is decree. The military rules by decree. 28. The following are Nigerian Constitution except one. Okay. Let me mention Nigerian constitutions. They include Leyton Constitution, Clifford Constitution, and Macpherson's Constitution. The Leyton Constitution, the Clifford Constitution, and the Macpherson Constitution. Now, one of them is not a Nigerian constitution, and that is A, Queen of England's Constitution. There is nothing like Queen of England's Constitution. All right. Number 29. A citizen enjoys the following human rights except dash. A citizen enjoys the following human rights except dash. A right to life. A citizen has the right to life. Right to dignity. If human in human person, you have a right to dignity of your human person. Right to dignity of human person. A citizen also enjoys the right to private and family life. But a citizen does not enjoy this as a human right. The right to take other people's lives. The right to kill or take other people's life, that's not part of your rights. Okay, the last question, number 30. The following are obligations of Nigerian citizens except the following are obligations of Nigerian citizens except A, right of national flag. The following are obligations of Nigerian citizens except one, respect for national flag, national anthem, and pledge. B, defend and render national services. C, resist helping lawful agencies in maintenance of law and order. And D, live in unity and harmony in the spirit of common brotherhood. All the following I mentioned, they are all obligations of a good citizen, a good Nigerian citizen. But one of them wasn't. That is C. A good citizen will not resist helping lawful agencies in the maintenance of law and order. If you're a good citizen, you will respect and even help lawful agencies like the police, the military, to maintain law and order in the society. And how will you do that? If you are living in a community and you know someone is a cultist, someone is an armed robber, you don't need to go and harass the person. No, just report the person and let them know that you want them to see you as anonymous, like someone that doesn't have name, but let them carry out their order. Give them the fact, give them your reasons why you think that this one is not a good citizen and he is capable of harming people's lives. And when you do that, actually you are a good citizen of this country. So see you in the other series. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.